great
I always
advice.
joke and say, I'll be at the wedding, I'll be at your Thanksgiving dinner, you'll be at mine. And in many ways, after doing this for 27 years, it's not far from the truth. And I started out that way. It's my passion.
Hey there, and welcome to a brand new episode of Delivering Marketing Joy. I am your host, Kirby Hasseman, and joining me today is a brand new rock star. I'm so excited to chat with her today, Carolyn Koblin with Geico Sourcing. Carolyn, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you. I am so excited about this. Can't contain myself.
I love it. I love it. Well, you were one of those people who were recommended by other people in the industry for me to talk to. And so high praise, certainly, when I get a recommendation. So I try to take it seriously. So thank you so much for joining me. And I want to dive right in. So, most people who are working with other folks have recommendations or people ask for advice. So what's something you recommend people start doing today to make their life or business better?
Okay, so I'm excited to answer this question, and I have a two-part.
Okay.
Number one, I fell into this by accident, which was an absolute gift and confirms my luck. And I tell people that having routine and having a format that you follow from the second your feet hit the ground in the morning till when your head hits the pillow in the evening is absolutely critical to success. And I am that kind of person. So I did that without someone telling me.
Right.
That's one of the things I love to pay it forward with is that advice, because I'm fortunate to know it on my own, but I know a lot of people don't. And having a routine and a set plan for what you do. And within that routine, my day starts out by journaling. And so I set myself for the day. I do a mini vision board project every single morning in my journal. And I go on a run. And I don't stop. For better or worse, whether you agree or not, my balance is work, 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 little life, work, work, work. but I can do it all because of the routine that I have in place.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on this, Carolyn. I'm a big morning routine person. And, I think the thing about it is most people have a routine. They're just not intentional about it. Right. And so the idea that, there are certain things I want to do and the treadmill or running is a part of mine as well. And I agree with you. I think it sets you up for the day. So I think that's great advice. So what's another organization or creator that's doing good work that you're impressed with and why?
So Rebel Nell is an organization in Detroit, Michigan, and they support putting women who are not in the workforce for a myriad of reasons, back to work. And so they pull graffiti down, and but they do it in any state that anybody wants them to come to. And they pull graffiti down and they make jewelry and they make like divot tools, gifts. They're getting big into the corporate gifting side. And I am helping them to do that.
Awesome.
And we have some client crossover. So I've been able to take on those clients and help them put women back to work. And I think that's like so important. And at the same time, when they take the graffiti, they build a mural. They'll even come in and build a mural with your team, and you'll have a word. So let's say our word is Geico Sourcing, best women in the world.
Right.
And then we spray paint over that all our like words of inspiration, and then they peel back and it would come through Geico Sourcing, best women in the world.
That's
and
cool.
Then what they peel back, that material, is then what they make the gift out of. And the women who are learning to get into, I'm not going to call that not a real job, but like really into the workforce. That's their temporary job, is to make jewelry from the graffiti pulled back. And everyone leaves with this incredible feeling, because supporting leadership in just a full 360-degree leadership support.
That's really cool. Rebel Nell. I like that a lot. That's good.
Yeah,
Okay,
Rebel
cool.
Nell.
So what is a piece of advice you hear all the time that you think is wrong?
I believe that everyone wants to say no, or I can't do that. And I very, very, very strongly believe, and with good reason, like I'm not doubting that they really believe that. I, however, believe that there is always a way. It can always work out. It can always be figured out. It's it's not even a sales tip. It's a life tip that I share. Because I think it's easier to say no than to go the extra mile. And when I'm helping someone, whether it's professionally or personally, what I say is I will only say no if it really cannot be done. And if you choose to still pursue it, I wish you the best of luck, and it might work out, but I will never say no unless I'm absolutely positive that something really bad could take place. And I don't want to set anyone up for failure, obviously, including myself.
Yeah, I like that. I think, most people are a little bit more risk averse than some of us in the entrepreneurial space. And so I think they're so naturally think, yeah, but, or they have doubts, that the idea of leaning in and saying, look, my default answer is yes, we can, until I absolutely prove that we can't. I like that. Exactly. I think that's good. I think that's really good.
Exactly. Yeah. And also, like along with that is taking the time to figure it out, because that is another huge issue with me, is people saying I don't have time. And if you go back to what my first advice was about starting out your day organized, I really believe that people have way more time than they will admit to having, or subconsciously not believe they have. And take the time to figure it out, and then you won't need to use that time next time someone asks you, because you'll have already figured it out. It's a big circle.
Yeah, I like that. It reminds me of the first time I saw it was from Stephen Covey. Put first things first. He does the 7 habits where he takes the exercise where he puts the big rocks in first, and then you put the pebbles in, then you put the sand, then you put the water, and it all fits. But if you go the other way, none of it fits, right? And so that's I think putting those big things in first is great. So great stuff, Carolyn. Final question for you: why do you do what you do? Who or what is your inspiration?
Relationships are my inspiration. Nothing is more important than the relationships I have with people, personally and professionally. And I work very, very hard to have the relationship first, and then I can do the most successful branding after I understand you as a person. And obviously I need to understand, the individual companies as well. But I find the greatest value in understanding the person who I am working with.
Yeah, no, I love that. Spending extra time to get to build the relationship is super powerful. So I think that's great.
I always joke and say, I'll be at the wedding, I'll be at your Thanksgiving dinner, you'll be at mine. And in many ways, after doing this for 27 years, it's not far from the truth. And I started out that way. It's my passion.
That is awesome. Well, Carolyn, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time. I'm glad we've started to build this relationship, and we'll have to do it again sometime. Okay.
Oh my God. I can't wait. Thank you so much.
Cool. Well, that's going to wrap up this edition of Delivering Marketing Joy. We'll see you next time.